Hey guys, it's Greg at Vanguard Motor Sales. Man, I got a hot one for you today. 1967 Chevelle. That is the original color on this car. Now, it is very close to the same color they put out back in 1967, but under the hood, got a little bit of an upgrade. 502 horsepower under the hood. And look at the reflections in that paint. You want to talk about straight. Body man on this car hit it out of the park. Did a beautiful job on this car. And look at that, we got turquoise on the interior also. Look at this thing. She is beautiful inside and out. Those door panels are looking sweet. The carpeting's looking sweet. All the finishes on the interior looking good. We got great looking seats, the upholstery on the seats. We got seat belts in the back so you can strap in the kiddies, strap in the wife. Headliner's looking good. Everything about this car just looks sweet as can be. I think you guys have watched the videos long enough to know we used to have a little 67 Chevelle back when I was a kid. We drove back and forth to work and drove back and forth to cornfields when we were farming. Had a blast with that. We used to call it Old Betsy. Look down the side of that thing. Look how nice and straight it is. Just love everything about it. Now you can see all this chrome, all looking good, all this stainless and aluminum looking good. Man, the chrome on the back bumper's looking sweet. We'll get the trunk open here. Look at that. Looks like a brand new car in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we don't do consignment. That means we own this car. So you know we did our homework and checked it out before we bought it. Tom answers his phone 7 days a week and practically 24 hours a day. So you can call him anytime you would like. Oh, you got to get a good look at this. Right there, baby. That's what's making the thunder under the hood. We're in the 67 with the 502 and we're going for a ride. Tell you, she sounds amazing, drives amazing. You know, I just drove this thing over from one of our sites over to the other here, and I was saying to my cameraman here, which is my oldest son, I was like, man, this thing drives amazing. It's got plenty of power, it's driving great. And then when I got over there, I didn't realize this was the GM Performance 502 car. That's why it's got a lot of power. Just an amazing motor. Just love this thing. And she's just driving, as you can see, one hand on the wheel, stopping with no hands on the wheel, stopping nice and straight. Just an amazing ride. Now we're at a stoplight here. Let's take a quick look at the dash. You can see all the chrome on the dash is looking good. The lenses on the gauges all look good. Now the fuel gauge does work because we stopped and put some fuel in it. We got the speedo working there. We got aftermarket radio. We got the quarter stick. We got extra gauges. I mean, just everything about this thing is just cool as can be. As you can hear, the exhaust just sounds badass. And I tell you, you lay your foot into the accelerator, this baby is breaking those tires loose. She's looking sweet, driving great, and we can deliver it anywhere in the world. You just give Tom a call at 248-974-9513. He'll tell you just how easy that process is. Now, as we stop here at the light, we can get the cameraman to get the camera there. Look at that. You can see the green trees, the blue sky, the yellow stoplights. I mean, that is just an amazing reflection. We're getting a thumbs up from the guy driving the Cadillac. Well, here comes a Hellcat, I think. He probably put his tail between his legs as he goes by. This thing is just amazing. I love it. Now, if you need any help with it at all, call Tom anytime. He's answering his phone 7 days a week. and practically 24 hours a day. We can help you out with financing too. And man, we invite you to come join us at our shop. We'd love to see you at the shop. We're close to the airport if you need to fly in. We'll make an appointment for you on Saturday if you want to come in on a Saturday. And if you happen to see me or Tom or one of the guys, JD, Demo, at one of the car shows, come on up and talk to us. We'd love to meet you. We don't get to meet a lot of our customers because we do sell most of our stuff sight unseen on the net. As you can see, I'm driving this thing with one finger. Just a joy to drive, I tell you, just beautiful. And it brings back a lot of memories. Like I said, I drove old Bessie. That's one of the cars I drove a lot when I first got my driver's license. Of course, we just had a blast. That car only had a 6-cylinder, no GM Performance 502 back then. So we just hit it a little bit here. Listen to that. I love the sound of that big block, baby. This thing sets you back in the seat and away you go. Now we're gonna put it up on the lift so you can see the bottom side. Nobody else in the industry does that to every one of their cars. But at Vanguard, every car goes up on the lift. Rest assured, you're gonna know what all 6 sides of this thing looks like. Like I said, you wanna squeak the tires a little bit, all you gotta do is put the accelerator to the floor. Now we're pulling up on the shop right now at 15100 Keel Street. So you gotta stick with us. We're gonna look at the bottom of this baby right now. All right, we're underneath the 67 now, and it is pretty under here. As you can see, the tank's been all painted up, looking good. Looks like it's got a brand new trunk floor in it, and it's been beautifully put in there. I see brand new bushings here in the body mounts. Everything under here is nice and clean. Looks like it's got new shocks on it. We've got this big Mosier cast aluminum cover here, and then these 2 bolts actually tighten down on the cap, so the center section give it a lot more strength. You can see the electric fuel pump is mounted up here along with the fuel filter. It's got a sway bar on it. The frame's all nicely painted. Looks like Flowmaster mufflers. Yeah, it says Flowmaster right there. The frame's got real nice paint on it. Floorboards are also nice and clean, nicely painted. Looks like it's got a brand new fuel line going front to back. Brake line over here is painted black, but it does not look like the original one. It does look like it's fairly new. Again, the floorboards up here still looking good. Jet coated headers. Got a chrome pan on the turbo 350. That's a 3-speed automatic. Lower control arms have been all restored up, looking good. Looks like the ball joints were replaced at one time, definitely not original. It's got disc brakes up front, and I do believe out back she's got drum brakes. One of the things we do here at Vanguard is we pull apart all the brakes, make sure they're installed correctly. There's a sway bar up front here, aluminum radiator. We got our transcooler lines going into the radiator. I always look at the front frame horns, make sure they're nice and straight. Chrome bumper looks like it's a new unit. The BFGs look like they're brand new, and so do the Cragars. And let's see, 235/60 15s up front. Look at that wheel well. Look how nice and clean that is. All cleaned up, looking good. The rocker molding looks good. I get down on my hands and knees on every car and look at this pinch weld. I usually look at it from the front and the back. You see how it's all nice? Isn't that pretty? And then you can see the nice paint on the frame also. You can feel the back side of it also. Make sure that metal's nice and smooth, doesn't have any holes in it. Now this hole right here is actually a drainage hole, so if any moisture does get in there, it can come right out that hole. Now, 255/60 15s back here. Again, new tires and new wheels. Well, let's lower this baby down and take a look at that 502 under the hood. All right, under the hood here, GM Performance 502, baby. She is beautiful. They build such a great motor. I love these crate motors. They run great. This car drives amazing. I think I've already told you that about 14 times. We've got a late model power steering pump here. This is the reservoir for the power steering pump. You can see the bow tie right here on the intake, so it all comes with the intake from General Motors. Looks like she's got a Holley 4-barrel on her. It's dual feed. We got a fuel pressure gauge right there. It looks like it does have an electric choke on it, and it is hooked up. That firewall is nicely painted. You can see the AC units all polished up. All the bracketry here is all polished up. The alternator is also a late model unit. It's all polished up. Take a look here. So it is a single pumper. So that's a dual feed single pumper carburetor. It's got an HEI distributor. It's got power brakes. See, the inner wheelhouses are nicely painted. All the wiring's nice and neat. They did a nice job with all the plumbing over here. It looks nice. They got all the plug wires all tied down, looking good. We got a nice fan shroud here. It's all aluminum, and it's also polished up. Now we got a big fan and a little fan in there, so it's got 2 fans in there. We got an AC Delco battery, and we got a shutoff here. We always turn our batteries off when we're not using the car. One thing too, if you can see it from way back here, there's actually a shutoff here with a cable that shuts off your heater core. So when you're running your air conditioning, you get a little better performance. You don't have to worry about that hot heater core in there competing with the evaporator to make you some cold air. So guys, give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this dream in your driveway.